it's Kelly back with kind of a different video, not a scrapbook process video per se. It's more of a let's finish a project that you started kind of thing. So recently, Janet did the collection cut up series on her channel, and I was all in whenever she started it. And then I got busy. It was the end of school. It was the beginning of summer, and just things piled up. And I got part of it done, whereas, I mean, I cut up my papers, I selected my papers, and I did like three or four layouts, which I've already put up in albums, and I'm not trying to find where I put them. So I thought, since I'm going to be finishing this up, why not just film it and show you my process, because we all love base pages. And since I already have the papers like cut to specified size that Janet had specified in her video, which I'm not going to show you any of the content, I'm only showing you the name of the series. So if you want to go to her Patreon, you can look it up and see what I'm talking about and what we did. And most of you probably already know. But I'll have all the links in the description box below. But this is paid content, and I'm not good trying to share her ideas. So, but what I'm going to do is make base pages out of the paper that I've already cut up. And so I'm going to go ahead and get started with that. And I want to say, I'm not sure how many left to do. I guess we'll figure it out as we go, but this is my big stack of, let me get it here. This is my stack that I started, and I had all of this nice and organized and ready to go. And then, like I said, life started happening. I don't know where my paper went on this. I don't know. But what I'm going to do is just use what I have to the best of my ability. I'm not trying to stick strictly to the specific measurements and cuts, but I'm just going to get this done, because I don't know if y'all are like me, but I do not like having undone projects. Like, if I start something, I want to finish it, and I did not finish this, and it's been bugging me. It's like been calling my name up on my shelf, finish me, finish me. So get those voices out of my head. I'm gonna get this finished. So I'm gonna just put on music and fast forward this so it's not super long, because honestly I don't know how many there are until, I want to say there might be 7 left to do. So I'm not sure how long it's going to take. So I will fast forward and put some music on, and Okay, I finished up the project, so I feel much better about that. Now, I still have the whole layout to do, but I'm not going to stress about that. I got these papers put to the use that I intended them to be, so to create layouts, and so I have base pages to start me off. So whenever I go to a crop, or if I'm just want to scrap a photo and don't want to mess with having to put a whole layout together, I have a collection of base pages to work with. So quick and easy. I've done videos in the past showing how I complete base pages. I'll link that whole playlist below. I just recently did a whole series from start to finish of base pages, but these are just nice to have in your stash for when you want to get a layout done, and maybe you don't have a lot of time. Once I start back to work in August, I'm just not going to have as much time to scrapbook, so I have these to fall back on, and I like to have a little stash of these in my arsenal so whenever I need them. So let me go back over. So these are from the collection cut up, and I believe I counted 8 layouts, which means I had 4 already done, and a couple of those are I believe I have process videos on those when this series first started. So I will also link those below. But I'm going to go through what I did real quick. So here's the first one. And on these, you'll notice in the video that I learned my lesson from my last series to stop adhering the photo mats down, because you never know what photos you're going to have to work with and what orientation they're in. So I find it's better to just, you can create the mats, but just instead of putting them down with glue, just attach them with a paper clip at the top if you want, or just cut mats when you're doing the layout. This was the next one I did, and here I showed you I have these mats that match the papers that I'm using, so I'm going to keep these together with this layout or with this base page, and I'm just going to clip them to the top and not glue them. So that's the next one I completed. All right, and then here's the one after that. And this one I did put just a little dab of adhesive, which will be super easy to move. So if I want to, I can do like this. If I have a portrait style photo, orientation photo, or I can move it like this. I'm gonna keep that with it, and since it's just a little tiny dab of adhesive, I'm not gonna stress about that. And here's the next one I did, and I showed in the video some ways to lay these out if I want, however I want to do it. So I will not worry about that till the time comes that I'm ready to use that one. This one, another I love the little banner pieces. I gave myself a pretty limited amount of supplies to work with, which that's the whole purpose, like to challenge yourself to use the paper cuts that you had. And what I did was just bring all my scraps from the previous layout over, and these were a couple of the scraps that I used, and just created a little banner cluster there. This is the next one I did, and this one I clipped these pocket cards because I may want to use these, and I also wanted to fussy cut this bow out to match those, and so I may want to use these to mat photos on, perhaps. So I'm going to keep those together with this one. Here is that one, which was pretty plain. That one, let me look in my trash bin. I had a whole other idea going for it, and I'm learning my new trimmer, and I had a real slanted cut, and it was glaring on the page. I wasn't happy with it. So I tried to pull this up so I could remat it, and ended up ruining the whole thing, which that happens at least once every time I do one of these. Things do not always go as planned. So this is what I ended up with, just real plain and simple. I can put a photo here and a title here, or I could even put 2 photos here, 2 4x6, or I could do 2 3x4s down here. So it's the options are really limited to your imagination. So the next one I completed was, oh wait, I'm getting confused. This one, no, it was this one. And again, I left that up so that I could put a photo there or other configurations of photos, but I just left that because I figured I'd probably put a landscape 4x6 photo there. And last but not least is this one, and probably will either use 2 3x4s, cattywampus like that, or I don't know, probably 2 3x4s. And this one I just had these little cut-aparts, these square cut-aparts from my Felicity Jane kit, and I just used it like kind of like I would a banner. And to bring in more of this yellow, because I was really running low on scraps and other things, I used one of these pocket cards from Felicity Jane to punch tabs, and I punched these 2. So, and that is it. That is 8 base pages all together, and it probably took me an hour and a half to complete all these, so not long at all. And I really enjoyed the process, and I feel better because I have a almost complete project instead of just starting something and not finishing it. I put these papers to use and didn't just cut them up for no reason. So I feel pretty good about that. And they will get put to use. They will. I will not waste these. So that here is what I had left overall, which is very, very little. So pretty happy with that. And probably these I'll keep in with these base pages. I'll probably keep most of these in. Yeah, I'll keep all of that in. I don't really see me using those, but I'll keep these in and put them all together so that if in case I want to add a little bit more once I get my photos down, I have a few little options right there. So that brings an end to this video. I really appreciate you watching. If you enjoyed this, please give me a thumbs up and tell me in the comments which one you like the best. I always like to see what everyone's favorite is. So just leave that in the comments below and let me know. And if you are not a subscriber, I would love to have you as a subscriber. So if you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing and hit the notification bell so you know when I upload my next video. Thank you. Bye.